Hey everybody, Hero Mackie here. How you all doing? Staying safe? I just wanted to start this video off with an apology for uploading so late. Life's been busy the past few months, what with moving home and COVID-19. Yeah, it's been stressful. Hopefully I can return to streaming in a more consistent manner. Might even see some more uploads on my YouTube. But without further ado, let's get to my first cast of 2021. Let's get this show on the road. So, Southwest, we've got Sarge F101. Immediately got his Humvee out doing scout duty, and right away, Engitect's already deployed. He's got his he's going to start building south down here, I believe. Seeing if he can maybe utilize as much room down here as possible for the Tiberium harvesters. Looks like his Humvee hit a dead end though. Maybe he just thought he'd be fun just to chill out, see if the Tiberium crystals grow. Who doesn't have a bit of a field of green? But here we go, he's already making his first advances. Doing a nice bit of a scout about, he's more or less got Engitect's base covered at this point. So, maybe he'll bring the Humvee back. I don't think that's really all that much.
Construction complete.
My opinion, he could he could maybe scout around here, you know, just in case he had any buildings that Engitech may have wanted to build. Could be right around here, you know, like sneak a few helipads, you know, something you really need to be careful for in advance. So now we see here we've got another power plant down here, so we could see Engitech build down here as he is doing with the barracks, and he might think about getting a refinery or perhaps another Tiberium refinery planned out. I think that would work quite swimmingly. If you have a refinery there, then you have a good choice of either going north or south. Usually, when you want to do a GDI, it's always good to have a few grenadiers, so to say, you know, prepped and ready. That's what I would do personally. Hey, Clocky, welcome to the show. Hope you're ready for this. It's a 55 mid mission, and looks like scouts are getting in each other's grill. So Sarge is gonna lose his Humvee though. But there is still time. Can you still take out that Humvee before it's too late? I don't. Ooh! Sniped. So, yeah, that's actually pretty bad for entry. He's not been able to scout in the one place where he should have, which was around here. And already Sarge is getting some. He's already getting his base set up, but you can tell he's, you know, getting back into the grind. You know, he's got he's built a refinery. I don't think he did some proper scouting around here, which is why he's placed the refinery all the way on the other side. Oh, what are you doing, Harvester? What? Sarge has already placed another refinery down here, so that means he is fractionally closer. I mean, realistically speaking, what he could do right now is he could sell off that refinery. There's no particular need for it now that he's got this one here, which is a lot closer. Especially since the harvesters now are most likely gonna stick towards this refinery. So you could just sell this off and get just a little bit more money. Harvester is rerouting back to drop the money off, but in my opinion, is it really worth it? You could probably get some more, you know, some more worth out of it if you sell that refinery, build a new one around here. Hey, Anoni, long time no see, buddy. No, I wouldn't want to traumatize you with dear leader the Chronicle died. That's not going to be happening this time, thankfully. Instead, you are in for a treat. Look at that time. That's right, 55 minutes of pure unbridled GDI gameplay. Do you want to see Tron play? Oh man. See, I could do it, but the thing is that you have to search with the exact username of of a player. So I think it's something like Red Order like Natural Caveman or something like that. Hey, Engitect, good to see you join us, man. We're watching you play, can you believe it? Hey, thanks, Clarky. So, let's have a quick checkup here on how dear Engitect's doing here. He's got a lot of rocket soldiers here. Let's see. He hasn't been able to scout, but he must have had an attack from the Orca. You know, he's running a little scared from this one.
Construction complete.
So he's got some rocket soldiers. He's doing a good job of keeping his construction yard nice and surrounded. Just in case Sarge decides to be a bit cheeky. So yeah, this is what's gonna happen now. He's gonna start diverting his harvesters down here. In my opinion, it might be good if he sells off a refinery here, maybe to drop it off down here. That's just my opinion, though. Like that meme from what's its name in the Great Lebowski. But there we go. Sarge is doing stuff with regret here. It was an effort, but will it be worth it? It's going to type have a medium tank at least. So that's going to be about what, $900 dues that have gone down the shitter. You know, Clocky, if I can actually see you play against Red Order, I will be a very surprised man between you and me, considering how secretive he is nowadays. You know what? Yeah, I suppose I am trying to buy him up cheap. You know how it is. I think it's something like how's the saying go? Buy, sell high, buy low. Yeah, buy low, sell high. Sorry, brain fart. Curious placement of the Orcas, but I presume it's just gonna send them back. Don't think they weren't used yet. Pretty interesting how I can see their health and their ammo count when they're flying, but not with their other ground. I guess that's just some shenanigans considering how old the original game is, and that this is supposed to be this is supposed to be a remaster and not a remake. But it's quiet for now. This is the calm before the storm. Like right now, what both players are going to try to do is we're going to build up their economy and try and get the unit count up as well as possible. I think what's Sarge's game plan here, I think what he's going to do is he's going to build some more helipads. I think that's going to be his focus. If you're going to do something like this, I would personally suggest building maybe 2 or 3 refineries as close to Tiberium and alternative field to Tiberium, because you're going to need a consistent amount of funding, especially if those Orcas get shot down. They are pretty expensive. Now, I don't actually have the numbers for how expensive these Orcas can be. I'm certain Engitect in the chat will know about this. Oh, he's a NAM veteran. That's so cool. You should introduce him to that Tiberian Sun mod. I'm trying to remember what it was called, but it's based in Vietnam. If you don't mind giving him traumatic flashbacks. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible guy. But we're not likely going to see much in this regard for a while. There's going to be the occasional infantry coming in from Sarge. It's going to send like the occasional trooper up to maybe do a bit of a scouting attack, but there's only so much it can do, especially when he runs this man through the Tiberium, which is already going to, drive their health down even further. Tiberium poisoning is a very dangerous thing, and if you do get into contact with Tiberium, then it's always as important as possible to go to a Dr. Mobius sponsored hospital as soon as possible. But if you gotta fuck some mutants, you gotta fuck some mutants, you know what I'm saying? So, NG, you're building your silos up here, and you've got a bit of expansion. Are you thinking of perhaps doing a weapons factory around here with maybe a refinery around this end? I think that would be a good way to exploit these resources here. Civ 6 is a solid game for what I hear. It's been pretty, I remember the earlier reception has been a bit janky. But I hear with all the DLCs that they've been putting out, it's starting to really come together. Or an audience seems to think otherwise. Oh, it's going down over chat, isn't it? Hey, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge. I spent so many years of my life playing Civ 3. Many years of my life that won't come back. Anyway, let's have a look what's going on here. Engitect's got his 3 harvesters down here. He's starting to really exploit that resource field as well as he can. Might be worth building. It's a slower match, so you might be able to afford, building a service depot, and maybe even thinking about getting an MCV, plopping it down there, and getting another Tiberium refinery. Sorry, brain fart again. Or you could go the roundabout way, build a ton of silos, and just slowly creep down here. But I think you could do the same thing with sandbags, come to think of it. But there we go. Sarge has shown some good initiative here. Trying to snipe out those harvesters. It's gonna take a while until it's taken down, but you know what? It's always about trying to wear it down as much as you can. He did finally manage to get some scouting done down here, but the awkward. Oh, this isn't doing it for me. You know what? Music? Yeah, sure thing. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for the powers that be from Twitch, but you know what? It be what it be, It's always about providing entertainment to you fine folks. Yes, sir. But, yeah. This has aggravated me a little. There's just enough space here that he could theoretically sell this off. But because it's so awkwardly placed, I can't not notice it. It's just... Sorry, Sarge, you're gonna lose points for that one. The points are completely arbitrary, but there's no excusing that. Is there classic music? Yeah, I remember now. I forgot all about this, man. Thank you. Okay. Whoops. Add all. Shuffle. There you go. And who says I don't aim to please? Clocky would. I'll have you know, Kaiser. That these are professionally made tracks by some of the finest video game composers of history, up to and including the Frank Kopacki. Yes, that's right. Besides, I don't think this is a MIDI. I think it's I think they were WAV files. Don't quote me on that. But no, he's probably going to quote me in the in our server. Still, can't be helped. But Sarge is really going into full play here. He's doing a good job sniping those refineries. If Engitect's straight on the repairs, but he's definitely going to need some more rocket soldiers down there. There's also the fact that, you know, the Humvee's slowly plinking away true offensive Engitect style right here. Sneakily hiding the Humvee behind the tree. Sneaky peeky. Nobody will notice that. But will he? Yes, he managed to snipe the refinery. Great job, Sarge. There's my congratulatory clap right there. So, pause. Oh no, I can't move the map around, right? Oh, I can. Okay. So there's a reason I want to have this paused. See, there's about six Orcas, and if I'm not mistaken, those 6 should be enough to snipe out a construction yard in one go. You could try and play it safe and maybe build a couple more helipads just to really ensure that this goes down, because really you're going to want some sort of you know, security policy, for want of a better word, you know, against those rocket soldiers. And I think it would actually be the safest bet to go the straight direction here. If he were to go straight northeast, then he could have the best shot at it. I mean, there are the occasional rocket soldiers like at the refinery here and some there. It all really depends on if those 9, or well, 6 or however many more Sarge is going to make, will be enough to survive those initial, you know, missiles and take out the Commando. So, be interested to see if that works out. I'd like to see that happen. But Engitect, I think he knew I was going to say something like that. Really making a statement, and there we go. He's going for it. But will it be enough? It will not. No. That's got to be at least 4,000 or 5,000 credits gone. And that other Orca is just chilling out, you know, it's just minding his own business. Not on the helipad right now, but he doesn't really need one, does he? Not compared to the many other Orcas that's gonna need to come out. It's nice that he read my mind, but all things considered, maybe don't listen to me. I'm probably like one of the worst influencers you can ever encounter. But there's a bit more stress now. There's going to be a bit more stress for Sarge, because although the iron cannon doesn't do too much damage, it's still going to be enough to, you know, really, I don't want to say frustrate, but it will be enough to, you know, give him a bit of headache trying to replenish what's his lost. He can solve the silos though. I don't think he'll need those. You'll definitely need to do what I would do in this sort of scenario. Now that this is dried up, is those aren't going to replenish fast enough. So the best thing you can do, in my opinion, start building in one direction. I'd say around here. Just, you know, build down here with a silo, and you can get a good few refineries there to start rebuilding your economy. Because now that his harvesters are gonna have to go a much longer route, what's gonna happen is you're gonna have your income be impacted, and it will give you much less time to rebuild your forces, especially when you have something as expensive as Orcas. If thank you for joining me, by the way, Sarge. I hope you enjoy this rather casual commentary. But yeah, the only choice for Sarge to go now is southeast. Engitect's more or less got this whole place locked down now. He's got enough rocket soldiers. He could use Grenadier, but just do it to snipe out the rocket soldiers pretty solid. But he's got to account for the Humvee as well. And you know what, they got time for that. And funnily enough, because those guys are gone, if the Mammoth isn't going to park there, he could still do maybe like an occasional bit of sniping. Snipe out this Humvee and maybe try and sneak your harvester. But when you have a high value unit like that on the field, that's pretty much going to be locked down. So best choice for me, Sarge, will be to build down here, really utilize this choke point here to get your Tiberium silos. Engitect's got something a bit sneaky here. What's he got here? What have you got planned, mister? Oh! Oh! Engitect, you monster! You absolute war criminal! Oh no! Oh no! Can somebody, write an F in the chat for dear Sarge? Oh no! Oh, he's gotta be a bit sore from that. He could still. Here's the thing. Theoretically speaking, he could build a new MCV and place it down there if he needs to. But that's going to be a big drain of resources. So it's going to be around 3,000 credits. This is what we're here for, guys. This is what we're here for. The high level play. The sneakiness. The absolute sneaky breaky of Engitect. I love it, man. I hope you do another one. Get your oven mitts, because what you're gonna see from Engitect will be more hard takes. He's got survival, and he's got a few. He's got a couple of medium tanks. Might start applying the pressure. I think it might still be too early to do an attack without being it too costly. But it's gonna maybe frustrate Sarge into making some more mistakes. He's got his own mammoth tank just chilling out there. Still did a good job of locking down, but there is still that choke point that you need to be careful of. And here we go. I feel like this is money that's been lost, in my opinion. If he can take out the mammoth tank, then maybe he's done something. But in my opinion, actually, I think those I think maybe you could have done better. I think you could have just held back. Maybe you had like a couple more medium tanks, and I think that would have put a bit more pressure on him. But on the other hand, you did manage to yeet that mammy, and isn't that what's really? I mean, yeah, you can call it a blunder. You can call it a blunder, but on the other side of things, a mammoth tank is pretty expensive, and if you can't afford to, rebuild it, then that's something that you're gonna have to make up with. 9 times out of 10, you're not really want to even use that many mammoth tanks unless your economy is completely through the roof, and if it is, what you're doing. If usually I say a good economy is good, but if you've got that many harvesters and you've got like 5k sitting around, that's 5k you could be spending on making your opponent's life that much worse. harvester down there, you mean? Yeah. Maybe he just felt like it was safe. You gotta take care of your harvesters, man. You know, gotta give him the best treatment. But on the other hand, Sarge is doing a good job. You know, he's sniping out those harvesters. That's stuff that Engine can still make that. But in my opinion, he could still make, he could still, build more harvesters. It's actually cheaper to make those than it is to build a But the thing is about that is Engitect doesn't have a war factory anymore. That's gone. That's been most likely sniped out by Sarge's excellent Orca play. If there's one thing I really have to appreciate from Sarge about all this is that, he's holding his fort really well. And he's doing a really good job with his Orcas. He's losing quite a few. But this is the sort of play I'd kind of see of critical meds. The absolute mad lad. But here's the thing now, is Sarge has to make this next one count. He needs to go after that construction yard. Because at the moment, okay, he's got a weapons factory, that's good. But if that con yard went down beforehand, then he would have more or less went without any sort of like building production. So every building would then have had to count, and I guess that would mean more emphasis on on rocket soldiers, and it would start shifting to a more defensive playstyle. And you're gonna have to take care of your harvesters, man. Sarge has been dealt a pretty big blow, but he's not giving up. And that's the sort of thing I like to see from CNC players. Hats off to you, man. But on the other hand, he's got this pretty well knocked down. The thing is that, there's quite a few open spaces where your harvester could still be intercepted with. And really, if you're going to start going for patches like here, you're really going to need to make sure you have a few escorts. Ooh. What's going to happen here then? Oh no, Sarge, get those Orcas away. Did he lose any? Nah, he's good. This is pretty good. Nice, slow. Really makes me feel like it could go anywhere, right? I'd like to see who wins this. I mean, I did get a bit of a spoiler from when I downloaded this this replay, but we're not going to talk about that because that wouldn't be fair. That would not be in the spirit of this game, where it's a good 1v1. Won't want to spoil it in case you haven't seen it or played it. But what is sneaking me by Sarge? Waiting right there. I was nearly takes out the harvester. But that's gonna frustrate Engitect just a little bit more, I think. I think a unit went down there. I know I have that familiar explosion. But that's another harvester gone. It's not looking good for Engitect. He's gonna have to sell some buildings to make up for that. There's only so many buildings he can sell though before he just runs out of money. He's really gonna have to start escorting his harvesters, keeping them safe and secure. And he really needs to be careful about this one. This is in a perfect position right now to get sniped out by another Orca. But oh, you tried. You tried into with the Commando snipe, but that just wasn't gonna happen, man. Sarge was prepared, but yep. That was a comp center you targeted, wasn't it? I know I should be saying something here, but I don't think it's even powered at this point, is it? At this point, you've only got the one power plant, so what's going to happen now is Sarge's production speed is going to be slowed down all that much more. That's going to prove instrumental now, because what's going to happen is, if he loses another Orca, it's going to take more time for him to rebuild that Orca. Oh no! Oh, that Nami Crush though. Oh, that's gonna hurt. He's still got a barracks, but it's not worth it to keep pumping out riflemen. It's a bit of a waste of money, if you ask me. I mean, nobody is asking me, but, you know, theoretically speaking. No! No, move your Orcas! What are you doing? Oh! Oh no! And just out of 2 harvesters. But Sarge isn't doing too good with economy. If he could keep sniping those harvesters, then maybe he's got a chance, but the pressure's on now. Engitect's really going for the offensive, there's no messing around here. It's going to be nothing now but constant aggression. He knows his time is now, and if he doesn't do it now, then he'll never get another chance. That's the biggest cliche I could say, but goddamn is it applicable. The first attack has been repelled, but he needs to repair that weapons factory. That's a priority right now. That, and he needs to get some anti-tank. It's good that he's got the Orcas on that, but if they get shot down, it's gonna cost him. The attrition's on. This is what the 43 minutes of gameplay has culminated in. It's going to be a savage fight. More Orca snipes, and an increasingly desperate Engitect is going to start sending more of his units down. He's still got a good stockpile of money, but it might be worth not using the mammoth tanks, instead going for mediums. At least if you go with mediums, you know, you've got more units, and there's even a chance that they could go a bit further without being sniped out. But at this point now, Sarge, he's not really able to go for, you know, for the offensive route. He's got the Orcas, but the problem is that because of those constant mammoth tanks being sent along, he has to either stick with attacking the incoming tanks while his own ground forces are a bit underpowered, or he could go for a high value target like, you know, the weapons factory, harvester, or a construction yard. But his options are really limited right now, I have to say. While I mean, come to think of it, he can't even go for the construction yard because of those rockets, those rocket soldiers around the, you know, the con yard. There's no real way to take that down without, you know, really losing some manpower. So best choice, yeah, I think maybe go for the harvesters. But What's going on here? There's still ammo. Oh no, is he gonna lose it? Oh. The Orca that couldn't. But yeah, it's. Edgy really wants to get the pressure on. He's got. I mean, he's desperate enough that he's getting his technicians in on the battle, you know. Those brave guys are running in, armed with only a 9mm pistol and a hope. I mean, if you want to be idealistic, you could say, you know, he's got the hopes and dreams of GDI on his back, but well, let's see how that pans out. So what's he got in here then? Let's just see what's in this one. Could it be a Commando? So it's good that Sarge keeps allowing it that way. It's fun. It's fun. Yeah, because that's the thing, you know, when you have people, you know, who play these sorts of games, and, you know, like they're fast learners, it's like you always having an entirely new experience each game with them. As opposed to Clocky, who just has the shit kicked out of him whenever he has the misfortune to play with me. But, oh no. This is terrible. This is horrible for Sarge. He sold his barracks. He sold his barracks. Oh no. Sarge is dead. There's no coming back from this. The only thing he can do now is just put up a valiant fight, but there's only so much he can do. It's a shame. Genuine shame, but you know what? He did a great job, you know. Those, what, 40 odd minutes where he smashed a whole line like that, and even just some real good sniping. His Orcas are doing a fantastic job of, you know, of aggravating Engitect just that little bit more. Not sure if the Harvester is doing over just passing. Speaking of passive, we're gonna see some good hits here. Will he react? No, it was too late. It's a very valiant effort from Sarge F101. Even when he's down to just these units now, he's not giving up. He's not giving in, and you know what? I think that's commendable. So, you got my respect, Sarge, for, you know, for willing to brave it out like that. And Edge saw that coming. He reacted, sold off that weapons factory, but I think he might have been able to save it. I don't know. Now, he's holding back. I'd like to see the chat going on. I'd like to think there are quite a few things going on between Engitect and Sarge. If I'm not mistaken, you're friends with him, right, Engitect? So, like, did you have any sort of, like, conversation with the guy? Because it's only economy now. Somehow he's got to make 4 Orcas count against this thruster cloak right here. It might even be worth selling off those those helipads. But hats off to you for not just GGing straight away. I find that personally commendable. There we go, that's the first few helipads. It's like he's reading my mind, it's insane. But now he's lost an Orca, does he have enough to get a new one? And will it be too late? Because he's got some good hits out. But I don't think it will be enough. And there we go. So down with micro here now. And he won the micro, mainly because when you have a non-line of infantry like that, it's so easy to just pick them off when you've got, you know, like 15 riflemen. But we might see the final assault here. Engitect's down to the 1 refinery. He's got to make sure he doesn't lose this one. Oh, so close but so far. So this is the match where I lost most harvesters. Yeah, and I think this is where, like, I think this is where your friend really did a fantastic job. It's Orcas are really expensive to go through. They cost a lot of money, but if you use them in this exact same way, at best, you're gonna lose harvesters which you can rebuild for the most part. At worst though, oh, so much of a Commando. Good thinking on Sarge's part. And we're slowly getting withered down. But at the end, like Chester Bennington once said, in the end, it doesn't really matter. And what a game that was. What a game. It's been a good few months since I've spectated something like this for Command & Conquer, and you know, you do get a few off moments, but you know, coming back to something like this, it's so fun. The sort of thing you really sort of see from other players, you know, the different strategies, when they're not just focused on the ranked meta. Blows my mind. So let's see, do we have statistics? Yes, we do. Now, this is actually kind of surprising for me. There's only been a 2,000 credit difference. Now, Sarge, if you're still watching this, hats off to you, mate. Usually people with who play around 10 matches online don't really have this much of a solid economy. Not to mention, you killed more units than NG, destroyed more buildings. You did a fantastic job. You know, it's just in the end, you know, when you played against someone who just knows what combination he has to throw at you, there's only so much you can do in this sort of scenario, right? But that was a great match.